everybody, my name is Tammy Berry and I am an instructional coach in the Western region, and I wanted to walk through a program that I had put together with some help of some Western region coaches that we hope is going to be very useful for you in housing all of your power standards and having a place to put them, having a place for resources, and I wanted to walk through that with you and show you what it looked like. So your instructional coach is going to be giving you a link to probably one of the grades that you teach. I'll talk about whether you want a grade or perhaps the grade before and after, or maybe the whole thing, but that will be completely up to you, and your instructional coach will send you what you need. Now this is just for math. This is grades kindergarten through Algebra 2. You'll notice that I had to number them a little bit funny, otherwise it wanted to put them in an alphabetical order, and I wanted them to be in grade order. So you can kind of ignore if it says 2 first grade. You're just paying attention to the fact that it says first grade. So if you open this in OneDrive, which is where you may be getting it from, a link can come up. You don't want to do anything in OneDrive. You don't want to edit it. You don't want to do anything, because then that will affect everybody. And so we just want to have you have it on your own computer. So in order to do that, you would click this Open in OneNote, and then it's going to open up on your computer. Now, what you're going to not worry about too much is the fact that the link that you're given shouldn't be anything that you're going to be able to mess with online, so you're probably going to be just fine. But I just wanted to show you what it looked like in case you got it here. You want to make sure, again, that you open in OneNote. When you do that, I'll show you what it looks like on my computer. So this is my OneNote. Now, of course, I'm going to have kindergarten through Algebra 2. You might want, if you're teaching 5th grade, you might just want 5th grade. It will have a PowerPoint for each of these. It may take up some space on your computer. You may decide you only want one grade. But you also might decide that you'd like to have the grade before it and after it. So maybe you want 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. So your instructional coach can send you those 3 grades if you prefer. That way you can kind of peek at what comes before, peek at what comes afterwards. That's totally up to you. You may teach multiple grades, or in high school, multiple subjects. So you may want a couple of different ones. Or you might just want the whole thing so you can see how it all works. That's going to be completely up to you. So we'll have links available for you that you can open up in your OneNote on your computer for whichever grades that you would like. So once you've done that, let's just pick a grade here. I'm going to pick 6th grade. So let's say that this is the grade that you're teaching. So you can see down here the different pieces that I have here. So 6th grade, it's just going to first of all give you a link that you can click on that will open up the Common Core Standards, which is just going to be this document here, right to the Common Core Standards, and you can see maybe I'm on kindergarten, or you can go to 6th grade, and you can see all the domains that are here, and when you click on that, you can see all of these pieces here. This is where this information came from, so you can feel comfortable that it's accurate. And so let me go back. So that would be this one, and then this is just to sample practice test. So you can click on this and get some items that you can use to help your students with the SBAC test over the year. So let me show you what else this houses. So we obviously have worked hard to come up with the power standards, what you're actually going to work on teaching over the course of the year. And so if you click on 6th grade standards, it's just going to kind of tell you here are the standards, the different domains that are available within the 6th grade. But this here, this all 6th grade power standards, and of course it will be dependent on which grade you're on, it will tell you all the standards that we have come up with for that based on the testing, the priority standards, based on the things that are highest valued on that test, things that we know that kids need to master by the end of the year in order to be successful. And so we have come up with 3 different priority ratings. Basically, there's the highest priority, 2nd, and 3rd. So it shows you the colors here, so you can see automatically the first ones listed are the 3rd priority. Doesn't mean they're not important, but we want to make sure that we focus on those red. So as you scroll through, you can see, okay, here's a bunch of red ones, EE, which I can look over and I know that it's expressions and equations. That's something I'm going to want to make sure to hit really hard this year. But what happens as you work through this document, let me show you. You can click on each one of these, and they are hyperlinked to where they fall over here in the category. So don't let OneNote intimidate you. Try to make this as easy as possible for you to navigate. So if I want to find out, well, what is this about? What do I really need to know? If you click on this one here, it's going to take you to this first page. So see, it opens up over here. It's under ratios and proportions. And you can see here what this standard is. There's also a disclaimer that tells you that some people have come up with I can statements. This I can statement is here to help you, to guide you, to give you an example. You don't have to use it. None of the information in this OneNote is something that you are required to use. You are at your own discretion to use what you feel is best for your students. You know them better than we do. We just wanted to give you a resource so that you can go through and use this if it's something that you choose to do. So again, there's that disclaimer that says I can statement is anything that you want to turn it into, but here's an example for you. I like to have examples. So an I can statement that you might want to use for this standard. When I come over here, I could click this and it'll take me right back to this page again. Maybe you're like, I want to look at some other ones. And let's click on it again and walk to the second link. This second link says link to Achieve the Core. If you have not familiarized yourself with achievethecore.org, it is an amazing website that shows you all of the standards and how to walk through this. Here is the standard. What it shows you on the left-hand side are any standards that may have come in different grades before that. So this is 4th grade, 5th grade. As we scroll down, there may be some more. And it will show you this arrow if it directly leads into that standard. And then it also shows you where it heads to in the future, maybe even within 6th grade, maybe in high school, it shows you where it leads into. And there's this button, click to zoom out. So what this is just a screenshot. Obviously this map is quite large and we couldn't include it all here. So this one will just give you an idea of where it came from. This right here is a link that if you click on, it will take you to that standard in Achieve the Core. So we can just click through here. It's telling you how to get through that. So here's that actual map that we took the screenshot of. If I click on this little zoom button, you'll see that I can move around and look how far it goes back, how far it goes forward, which ones feed directly into here by the black arrows, which is pretty handy to me because a lot of times we get to a standard and we're trying to teach it and the students aren't understanding and we do several examples of the same type and we can't understand why aren't they getting this. What would be beneficial, at least I believe, is to look at this map and to look where did they need to come from? What did they need to learn first? So, oh, I see that this standard here leads directly into here. So I click on it and I realize, oh, they needed to know how to interpret multiplication as a scaling, right? So this is very handy information. So as you go through here, you can click and go to whichever standards you want to go to, but that's how it works in OneNote so that you can get a better idea of where it goes. So that I know, well, maybe I should teach some warm-ups or some review problems, or maybe I should spend some time on a certain standard that's fed into it first, and that might help students understand this standard much better. So this is just a visual of where you might want to go ahead and click and see the bigger picture, but it shows you kind of the immediate left and right hand side of that standard. So the next piece is the lesson template. On this piece, you'll notice that this is a form that you are able to write in, thanks to one of our fantastic instructional coaches, Carrie. Kudos to her. So you can write in here as you go how to level these learning targets. And it's something that your instructional coach will work hard with you with this year, something that we've been working on a lot in the Western region. And so that's going to be really useful for you. So as you are planning your lessons this year, you have a place to pop up and say, okay, I know I need to teach this standard, and I'm going to open up this lesson template. How is it here? And then it's all put together for you. So this, when I double click on it, it's going to open up the template for that standard. So it's just named by the standard number. You can clearly call it whatever you like, but this is one that, okay, here is that first page, and you can go ahead and fill it out here or on that document and cut and paste however you choose. And then it just walks through that template that we put together for you that you can fill out, and it will save it. The nice thing is when you hit File and Save, it will save right back to your OneNote right here so that you always know where it's at. Sometimes we save files all over the place and can't find them, or whatever the case. So that's what that's for. Now again, keep in mind, this is just something that you can use. You're not required to use it, but we were hoping that you would find it really useful for you to use, and your coach will walk through the process with you. We do have some example lessons that we put together. We tried to go through, figure out what you'd probably be teaching first throughout the year, and put an example lesson in here for you. So as you click over here, the number system, and I want to see, okay, well, what's in the number system? And I scroll down. Here you'll see that there's an example lesson. So notice they say lesson templates. Those are just the ones like you're currently seeing. But example lesson is one that a coach has gone through and put together for you. So this page here gives you a lot of different possibilities of what you could do to teach this. Now keep in mind, this is not a daily lesson. This could be a week, maybe even 2 weeks worth of lessons. So don't be intimidated by how much it says here. And then the coach has gone through and put together a PowerPoint for you. And I will open that up. And you can see here is an example of that exact lesson put together for you, even with the learning targets, maybe a few activities that you could do. And so this is just a sample for you that you can see, okay, well, here's an idea of what I can do. And so this has been renamed to example lesson. My suggestion would be is that as you go through this, maybe you fill out RPA 3D and you do this lesson. I would probably just go ahead right here. You can change the name of this, and maybe you instead want to call it completed lesson once you have it all filled out, so that you know exactly what lessons you have completed, which ones you still need to work on. So that, of course, is up to you how you want to do that, but that's probably what I would do so that I could make sure I know what lessons I have completed, which ones maybe I'm working on. You can call them whatever you like. So feel free to rename this and feel free to add whatever information. This is yours once you put it on your computer to house your information. As far as resource ideas, this is blank. This is a place where you can go through. Maybe your coach works on a strategy with you. I love Think, Pair, Share. So maybe I want to say, well, where would Think, Pair, Share? Where might I be able to use that? And as I click through my different standards, maybe I think, oh, this would be a really great place to do that. I'm going to go to Resource Ideas and type in Use Think, Pair, Share. Something to that effect. And you can even have a video here that maybe your coach has done, or a recording, a snippet of somebody doing it, whatever you like. Maybe Khan Academy videos, maybe some kind of website that you want to use to teach that, worksheets, maybe a teacher pay teacher idea, anything that you have that you think, oh man, I think I want to use this in the future, I may not be sure where, then you can scroll through and just pop it in those resource ideas. And of course, coaches will help you with that as well. But I think that would be nice to be able to go ahead and have a place to house that information and have it all in one kind of nice package. So there are some standards, of course, that aren't taught. Like if you go to maybe Algebra 2, there are 6 different domains. Some of them, and mine are only bold because something has been updated, so please don't worry about whether it's bold or not. Yours will not be. But maybe I go to modeling and it says there are no power standards in this domain. So it doesn't mean it's not something that should be taught or looked at or covered or anything like that, but there aren't any power standards in that particular domain. Same with statistics and probability. If I go to geometry, if there's a down arrow, I know that there's at least one standard under there. So I look at that and I see here's this standard. You'll also notice if you are high school does not have I can statements. So that's something you're going to want to develop, and you can certainly do that with your coach as well. But it does have the link to achieve the core. If you don't like the size here, you're like, oh, that's so small, just click on it and make it bigger. This is your document to do as you want with. So basically, that's how this document works. You can get 1 grade, you can get previous or future grades, you can get the whole thing put together. But this is up to however you want to use this. but I just felt that it would be something useful, and luckily the Western region coaches were super helpful and helped me put this together, and I think it's something that you can look at and know what you have to teach, put it all in one place, and then design your lessons based off of this. I really hope that it's something that's useful to you and something that you enjoy. If you do have questions, please reach out to your instructional coach first, and they'll be able to help you. And if there's other questions, then certainly you can reach out to me, or your instructional coach can reach out to me. And I'm again Tammy Berry. So thank you so much. I hope this is useful for you. Enjoy.